another episode of Intern TV, filmed live from the beautiful Aston, Pennsylvania! Quick reminder, it's spring break, I know, but hey, registration season is upon us. Make sure that you're starting to look at your schedule for next semester. If you want to get an internship and do the internship course, make sure you're getting waitlisted. Visit with your advisor. Joining us today, very special guest. His name, Jake Armano. But before I bring him up here, it's his birthday. Let's bring the birthday boy up here.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Oh, appreciate it.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate
Happy
it.
birthday, big birthday.
Big birthday guy. Hey,
Appreciate
Shall
it.
we sing?
no, we're not saying.
Sorry, Jake.
Maybe
I tried.
later.
It's all right.
Maybe.
So Jake,
Hey, happy birthday.
hey,
Thank you.
shout outs from the crowd.
Shout
outs from the crowd.
How old are you?
22.
22.
Yeah.
Like Taylor
Double
Swift.
deuce.
Yes.
I'm feeling 22. All right. Anyway, enough clowning around.
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself. Tell me what you got going on this semester.
So far this semester, right now, I'm just doing regular classes, and then once later in March kicks up, I'm going back to coaching soccer in my hometown, Williamstown, South Jersey. So that's why I'm just taking it a little bit more easy this year than years past.
Okay. Okay. So being a sport management major, I know you're a senior. I know you're in the senior seminar class. Tell me what you guys got coming up on the calendar.
On March 19th, we actually got a St. Patty's Day event at Barnaby's that we're all pretty much well prepared. We're all looking forward to. So honestly, I'm going to love this class so far that we've been in here. It's probably one of my favorite classes of all time because everything is more relaxed. It's like an office type environment. It was like maybe intimidating at first, but once we're all pretty comfortable with each other at first, like after a while, it's like very easy going. You just pretty much we all go at our own pace. What we need to get done.
Absolutely. Hey, quick legality plug. If you're not 21, don't even try to go. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, let's keep it rolling here. Keep it rolling.
So
all
I
right?
know with that senior sem, you guys all get jobs. What's your job for it? So what do you-
Actually, the video content production executive.
Okay.
So with Dennis Foreman and I, we work on the editing of the films with Alex Rucci. So far, we did some interviews, and right now we're just doing behind scenes of editing.
Nice.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome.
So, being an intern TV show, where was your first internship at?
My first internship was at Transition Sports and Entertainment, all the way up in New York, New York. So what I liked, I was a public relations intern, so I kind of got a different perspective of, instead of being in the Jersey or Philadelphia area, I enjoyed being like a completely just new environment. So I could say it's a new culture out in New York. So it's something that I never got to experience before. So going up there by myself, doing the travel, is just a different sighting that I got to do, experience all on my own. So there's some nice new faces I got to meet.
So, a little follow-up question. What was one thing that you could take from that internship that you're going to use for the rest of your career in the sports industry?
That's a great question. I would probably have to say, maybe not just the connections, but it's just the faces you get to meet, like the respect you're always going to give to people, and like I'm very open-minded as a person. I love to I want to learn more about the why, what people like, what's like intriguing to people, like what's going to bring them here, like how they end up here in this spot, in this position. And always like to pick people apart, not like in a negative way, but just like to understand them better from my comprehension.
I guess to piggyback off what you said, that you wanted to be in a different market. So what was so much different about working in New York than it was, say, working in Philadelphia or Jersey, like I know you're from?
Very closed-in city, obviously like Philadelphia, but maybe double or triple the size of the environment. And I would have to say like the West way, there's more. I don't want to say. Not many very rude people, but like I like how do I say this? Like the city, the experience that I went through, just walking around the streets by myself.
The culture.
The culture is like completely different, just all new, something that I never expected to see. I didn't know what to expect when I walked up there, and once I left after the first day, I was like, this is something I'm really interested in. Something the city's probably not my first choice priority to live in, but something to work in I would definitely consider.
So
Awesome.
I know some students may fear or shy away from having to do a lot of traveling for an internship because they don't find the value in it. They think, oh, there's probably a job very similar in a market near me. What advice do you give to students to say, take that leap of faith, make the travel, go explore new areas?
The best advice I would say is don't be so closed-minded and give it a chance, because you don't know what's out there. You may think you hear some things from different people, but that's other people's perspective on what they've experienced. You don't know what your experience is going to be like compared to everybody else. So regardless if it's New York, Minnesota, wherever you go to, I would say definitely take it. And then even if you don't like it, you don't have to go back. But I would just say don't pass up on an opportunity that you don't even know what it's like yet.
How did you find an internship up there in New York? Like, where'd you go about it? How'd you find it?
Actually, my second cousin, he is the CEO of Transition Sports and Entertainment. So
Okay.
once talking to him for a little bit, him and his co-CEO, they were talking to me, and they wanted to give me an opportunity to work with them.
Nice connections.
Connections.
Connections,
Huge.
huge.
Big networking guys up here.
It's all,
Big into
That's what we're
networking.
about. That's what we're
LinkedIn
about.
life.
So, being from South Jersey, what led you to Newman? Was it the size? Was it sport management was what you wanted? Did you see the opportunities to get these kinds of experiences?
Honestly, it came down to, obviously I wanted to go to like my dream school was Ohio State, but couldn't get in. But then I thought about it, like I do have some, like I'd rather be in a closed, like smaller classroom than just be like a number. I'd rather be a name for myself than anything else. So once I came looking at Newman, it was between Newman and Montclair and then Georgian Court University. I would kind of look at it and like I wasn't really a fan of Georgian Court. Just didn't seem like I can't picture myself here. But then once I came up here the first time, like this is something, a completely new experience. It's not New Jersey. It's good space away from home, but it's also when I need to go home, it's right there. So
Yeah.
I kind of like this new environment. It's like in a tri-county, Delaware's not too far. I'm close to Philly and I'm close to home. So I kind of like this whole new environment and the new experience I'm getting with these new people.
Delaware's a great state. What can I say?
It's not as good as Pennsylvania, but
Okay.
we'll give you second.
Okay. Hey, we're
Yeah.
going to keep it rolling because we're not going to go to war right now.
Listen, we can go to war.
That's true.
We're not
civil.
going to war.
We're not. Yeah, all right.
Peace is what we're all about.
Listen,
Peace.
you want to throw the treaty out there? We can sign it.
Get to you after the show. Anyway, touch on the importance of getting this experience. I know you had your internship in your first couple years here at Newman. Touch on why it's so important to get that experience early, build that resume.
It's a great question.
Thank
I would
you.
say it's like it's a very significant experience I got because you don't know how every single person that you meet in your life is going to be completely different. You don't know how they are, how they think, like ethically. You just don't know what's the first thing that's crossing their mind, and you don't want to say the wrong thing that could get under somebody's like skin. I want to say.
Right.
So I want to kind of relate it back to like me as a coach that I've been coaching different kids. I coach middle school, I've coached high school, and I've like been associating with adults, college students. Everybody, you have to have a different mindset, different perspective, how you talk to people. So I think the experience I could take away from that is just like every approach you do, you have to be extremely careful, and like how you word yourself is just very important.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
That's good.
Beautiful, inspiring, insightful. All those I
Pristine.
words.
Wisdom.
All those I words. Just throw them all out
Just
there.
throw them out there. Everyone,
Absolutely.
integrity. Right there. So I guess I'll jump off.
Intellectual.
We'll jump off that a little bit.
That's a word.
You talked about being a
Don't
coach
touch me.
a couple times. Obviously, to be a coach, you need to have some leadership skills. You got to have people skills. What did you take from being a coach that you brought into your internship and even in 460? And so, just what translates from that?
I really wasn't. I shied off a little bit on leadership. I was more like being open-minded and more aware, analyze. I was very analytical because I wanted to understand. I was doing a lot less talking and more listening and trying to pay attention to everybody's behavior, how everybody thinks, how everybody acts, everything towards that. So that's what I was able to take away from coaching just to my internship experience.
Solid. So, what are you gonna be coaching? I know you said in March you're gonna be coaching some soccer. What
Yes,
do you got on your
so-
plate?
Just to trace back a little bit, back when I was a freshman in high school, my parents flew over to China and we adopted my younger sister, Lillian. So when she came over here,
It's beautiful.
Shout out to Lillian.
And
once we adopted her, she came over here. We got her playing soccer right away because I played soccer and basketball my whole life. And she didn't like basketball as much, but she absolutely loved soccer. So I tried to personally train her like over the summer during her free time just to get her better because it seemed like it was her happy place, her getaway from school. And when she was struggling, like even just to learn English and speak English, she just always loved to do that. So we got her into playing, and she became, throughout the personal time I spent with her, she's excelled her opportunity that she's just like on potential of making like club teams, possibly even high school. She does cross country, but each individual child that I spend time with like is very valuable to me, just because they are all very unique and make me like happy and like very special in like my own way and their own ways too. That we were able to succeed as one of the youngest teams, first coming into the league, now to one of the oldest kids that I had, and potentially just consistently winning. But like I really don't even focus on winning. It's just like the time that I have with them is very like valuable to me. That's something I can never like replace.
Is she gonna go pro?
I hope so.
Next,
That's the goal.
next Megan Rapinoe,
Sure.
Julie Ertz,
Are you gonna take a cut from her if she goes pro since you trained her?
like a sports.
I wasn't
agent.
even. That's not even thought crossed my mind.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
You can't train someone and not want to cut.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh! Breaking news! It's time. Quick six, get up. That's
Get
my
up.
seat now.
Up.
Oh,
Run,
oh,
run,
watch where
run,
you're going.
run,
Hey,
run.
we're tripping. Here we go. All right, hey, this is a segment we do on the show. It's called Quick Six. Pretty
go.
pretty simple.
I gotta
Rapid
go.
fire.
6,
Six
Quick.
questions. Quick.
quick 6.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Who would you rather have back, Andrew Luck or Russell Westbrook?
Oh, that's a great
Westbrook.
question. What is your major if you were not sport management?
Probably athletic training.
Love that.
What's your opinion on pineapple on pizzas?
Great
Never.
question.
Never do that.
How fast can you run a 40-yard dash?
Not very fast at all, so I couldn't tell you.
I
Why is
believe
it
it.
called Canadian bacon if it's just ham?
I couldn't tell you. I'm not Canadian.
What's the best kind of cheese?
American.
Of course.
Plain, but it's fine.
All right,
Come back. Get there. Get back there. These people, they always try to steal my seat. Never want to give it back. I know it's a great seat, let me tell you. That's why I sit here. All right, well, hey, let's wrap it up here. Let's keep her moving. I would like to thank you for joining us today. I would like to say happy birthday. Maybe we'll sing to you when the cameras stop rolling. Don't want to embarrass ourselves. I'd like to thank Andrew Golden. I'd like to
Thank you.
thank Matthew Dopp. I'd like to thank our audience. I'd like to thank our viewers. I'd like to thank Newman University. It's been a wonderful day filming Intern TV live from Aston, Pennsylvania. We'll see you next time.